So in this video, I am going to go into Tom's love planet of Venus. First, I'm going to tell you what sign it's in. Tom has his Venus sign in Libra. So what that means, a relationship is, first off, it's a placement that shows that Tom does not like to be offended in a relationship. What he really doesn't like is when he goes out on a date with a woman and she's rude or way too direct, or even is showing way too much of her feelings. And Tom likes to take the middle ground in a relationship. He expects to be treated fairly by the other person, and the problem with Tom having his Venus in Libra is that he wants the woman to kind of give up her entire life and just do whatever he wants to do. This is a position that Tom will become resentful if he feels that he is taken advantage of by a woman. And if you want to make Tom happy with his Venus in Libra, he needs to be treated kindly and fairly, and as far as what arouses him sexually, it's like mental, it's more like with words and communication in the relationship. Another turnoff is somebody being overly emotional or being rude or just brash behavior is a really big turnoff with his Venus in Libra, and it's really important that the woman is very fair in his relationship. Because Venus is all about the scales and balance and, just making, just making sure that everything is being treated fairly. So with Venus in Libra, he does have kind of a pleasing, it's good because no matter what he looks like, he is pleasing in conversation, because Libra is about, Libra is about relationships, and I'm not talking necessarily romantic, but, but relationships with his friends and, things like that. I do feel that if he were in a relationship, he needs to kind of see things from the woman's point of view a little bit, and he wants to make sure that he does not give his power away to the woman. And I think that could also be, also because he's the guy, so he should have a little bit of the upper hand in the relationship. He's really good in a conversation, but in some cases people can think that he's kind of being fake, and a definite turnoff in a woman is one that has bad manners or somebody that has an overly the top rude personality. With his Venus in Libra, and I'm not talking necessarily romantically, but I'm just saying, like, as far as friends and stuff, they try to treat people fairly, and they do try to find a middle ground. If he feels like he's being taken advantage of, then he actually won't really do anything for it. He will just kind of become mean as he gets older, and this makes somebody with Venus in Libra like Tom an easy target for a bully. What really turns him off is when the woman is being demanding or rude, and the thing that he doesn't like is when the relationship is out of balance. So if he feels that the woman is the one running the game, I don't think that's a good thing for Tom. He is very sensitive to those around him, and sometimes people think that he's kind of being like fake because he, is just trying to make everybody happy. But with Venus in Libra, he is sociable, friendly, polite, attractive to everybody. And I'm not talking like necessarily romantically. He does like somebody that he's going to carry on a conversation with for at least an hour, and even friendships, that's an important part that Tom wants in his life. With Venus in Libra, he can be kind of, some people think that he's kind of fake, and sometimes he isn't really sure what he wants. A lot of the time he will argue, and sometimes when he gets into an argument with somebody, it can make him really nervous or even sort of sick to his stomach. Sometimes with his Venus in Libra, he wants to, like, please everybody so much that eventually it can actually physically wear him down. As a friend with Venus in Libra, he likes to be, friends with everybody. He gives good advice. And sometimes he wants to be friends with somebody of an upper class because he thinks that other people will make him look good, but he's really good at putting people at ease. With his Venus in Libra, he's enjoying writing, watching movies, making speeches, and things like that. So if you are a woman and you want to date Tom with his Venus in Libra, you need to be well-mannered, well-spoken, and well-dressed, and don't be somebody that's snobby or arrogant. And Tom likes women that like to treat it 50-50, and a woman that likes to pull her own weight in the relationship. It's actually a good placement to have Venus in Libra because they're kind of in the same, because that's what it's ruled by. So that's actually kind of a good placement for a relationship. I mean, I do think that it's a good thing that Tom wants, his woman to be treated fairly. So anyway, I could go a lot more into this with Tom's birth chart, except for the fact that Tom has never been married or never had any kids. And when I was looking at his birth chart, I kind of did see a problem. I saw that his Venus is conjunct with his Saturn. So Venus is the planet of love, and Saturn is the planet of obstacles and father times and things that we're having issues with, and our lessons and our problems and things that we need to get over. So I was sad when I found out that Tom has his Venus conjuncting his Saturn, because that indicates to me he's either that's not good, because Saturn is the planet of obstacles, and so that means that when he was younger, probably about in my age, and of course I don't really know much about his dating, his romantic history or anything like that. Like, I don't know him that far back. But when he has a bad planet on his Venus of love, that's not good. So that means that basically he might have had a hard time in relationships. And like I said, I can't really go into this anymore in Tom's birth chart, because that's kind of where the story ends, since Tom has never been married or had any children. So yeah, that's his placement of his Venus love planet. Venus is in Libra, but unfortunately it is conjuncted by the bad planet of Saturn. So this is part 3 of my video analysis of Tom's birth chart. He's a regular client. He's been a client of mine for about 3 years now. And I did his birth chart this month, and I just kind of wanted to go over certain planets in it. And in this particular video, I wanted to go over his Venus and his natal birth chart.